Students in Boston schools need quality education in the classroom, but they also need other opportunities for learning and growth as leaders. Providing that is the goal of a summer partnership with the school system that runs the Martin Luther King Scholars Program, or MLK Scholars. To tell us about the program are two guests currently at one of the partners, John Hancock Financial Services, the Assistant Vice President and Counsel for Corporate Responsibility and Government Relations, and Tom Crohan, and a Community Investment Analyst and MLK Scholar alumna, Annie Duong. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I want to start with Tom. How is this program different from, let's say, an ordinary summer jobs program?
Yeah, well, first, Chris, thanks so much for having us on. And we're really proud to be here. We just culminated our 10th year overseeing the John Hancock's MLK Summer Scholars Program. And I'd say what makes it different is two things. One is we're investing in January, essentially the beginning of the year, telling nonprofit organizations that you're going to have funding to hire a young person this summer. And in 2017, we funded 642 scholars to work at 66 nonprofit organizations. But in addition to providing them that certainty early in the year, which a lot of the other summer job programs can't kind of give that same certainty, so we provide that much earlier, which then empowers them and gives them the flexibility to go out and find a young person that will really benefit from the experience. We pair the summer job Monday through Thursday work experience in which a young person is working at the nonprofit, getting a paycheck, earning a paycheck, doing what you would otherwise expect somebody to do at a job, with a Friday forum. So we actually bring all 642 young people to Boston University's Agganis Arena 4 times over the course of the summer and do leadership training. And so what that does is we're trying to build a set of skills that they're going to take with them far beyond the summer, certainly apply it during the summer, but bring it with them as they develop through college and into their careers. And then, in addition to the skills that they gain, they're actually interacting with 65 adults. They're interacting with 641 other people when they go to those sessions. And I think what we've heard consistently is those forums kind of generally they feel uncomfortable at it. But with reflection, they say, those really is what we gain the most from that experience is going to the Boston University campus, getting out of our comfort zone, getting out of our neighborhood, getting out of the kind of the relationships that they rely on, day in and day out, and meeting new people. And I think a really important part of this program is building networks, and building networks amongst peers, but maybe more importantly, building networks amongst adults.
Yeah, can you talk about what it was like for you when you were just getting started with this program, back when you were at Boston Latin Academy?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So, but like many Boston teens, my first summer job experiences were through organizations like the Mayor's Summer Jobs Programs, where I was a junior camp counselor for one summer. I also spent another summer building hiking trails with the Emerald Necklace Conservancy. And what I got through those experiences was that some really soft skills like showing up to work on time, learning how to communicate with my managers. But I also learned from those experiences that I didn't really quite like working outdoors. So I really wanted to try working in an office setting. And that's how I got connected to the program at John Hancock and through my counselor at the Boston Private Industry Council. And Tom was actually the person who interviewed me for my first job at John Hancock. And I told Tom, I'm honestly not sure if business or finance will really be my thing, but I'm willing to learn, and I would love to take those skills that I learned at the office at Hancock with wherever I go in life. And I was fortunate enough to be paired with some great mentors during my time at Hancock, and some role models that I'm still in touch with now. And little did I know that I was going to stay on at John Hancock through those connections and work with the corporate responsibility team where I am now, and as a full-time employee.
This is BNN News, and we're talking about the MLK Scholars Program with Tom Crohan and Annie Duong from John Hancock Financial Services. Tom, what about that? You have this high school student who comes in for an interview, and she tells you, I don't know if I really want to work in financial services when I grow up. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I probably would have said the same thing in her position. And the reality is, for a lot of students, the difference between the neighborhoods in which they're living and the buildings that they see just a few miles away, there's a huge gap there. Miles aren't all that large, but the gap is significant. And so much of what we're trying to do is just expose young people to our offices. Put aside the value that they bring to the office while they're there, but really just showing that there's opportunities within a building, you know, like John Hancock and within a company like John Hancock. So while you may not work in finance specifically, there's a whole lot of different functions that happen while you're there. And I think for a lot of our interns, they get exposed to things over the course of that summer, and it opens up their minds to say, you know what, I didn't think I would want to work at John Hancock, but I didn't realize I could actually do this and apply my skills to this area. And I think Annie, along with many others, see that opportunity and then really take advantage of it. And you know, Annie is a tremendous representation of what we hope the program can be for everybody, but she also demonstrates that hard work and you know, and intellect and smarts, she deserves everything that she gets and then some. And you know, she was able to take a high school experience, translate into that, a college experience, translate that into a job offer, which, you know, is the goal of what the program is all about.
Anyway, what did you like about this the most when you were doing it?
Well, what really stands out to me back based on my scholar experience 8 years ago now were really the Friday forum sessions that Tom referenced. We've a few years ago, we renamed them to Mayor Menino Leadership Forums and focused them a lot more on leadership development opportunities, having sessions focused on topics like civic engagement, financial literacy, and although my experience back then was slightly different than what it is today, since we've improved a lot on them over the past few years, I still recall having some pretty intense conversations with the people who were that I was grouped with at those forum sessions. And if you haven't been to any of them, I highly encourage you to do so. During those forum sessions, we gather all 600 young people who are in our program. And we split them up into groups of 10. And so we'll have kids from Arts for Humanity sitting with kids from Teen Empowerment, sitting with kids from Save the Harbor, Save the Bay, just a lot of different kids from across our 17 neighborhoods in Boston, really learning from each other and interacting with each other. And that, I feel like it's one of the most powerful experiences that we can offer at these forums.
Tom, what does providing something like this, or at least enabling it, do for John Hancock?
So I think at its core, it's an extension of our values. And certainly over the last month or so, that's been critically important as the country has been dealing with the issues that we're all seeing in the news. And so for us just to reflect on kind of what's important for us about opportunity and diversity and inclusiveness, that to us is critically important. But I'd say it's also an extension of our business. So we're trying to ensure people are empowered financially and to provide economic opportunity and mobility to people here in the city. And as a company that's been headquartered in Boston for over 150 years, it's important for us that this city is thriving economically. And I think despite our investment, we're still seeing inequality in our city, and much of what we do is focused on Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, and connecting young people in those neighborhoods to opportunities is at the foundation of this program. And so we want to ensure that young people have access to opportunities. We want to ensure they're gaining skills while they're at the job, but we're also trying to improve the community along the way. And so it's important to us that we're providing opportunities at nonprofit organizations, building their capacity to better their communities in the process while bettering the individuals that are participating.
In final time, if students or even employers want some information about this program, any place where they can check that out? Maybe?
Yeah, johnhancock.com, MLK Scholars. You can find it just through our website. And I think we just important to note that John Hancock is the real leader of the program, but we partner with Boston University, Partners Healthcare, the City of Boston, and the Boston Globe. So it's very much a collaboration.
Thank you both very much, Tom Crohan and Annie Duong.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Hancock Financial Services. We'll have more news in just a moment.